Okay, so hi, welcome to this video. This is my very first YouTube video, so if you're watching this and I'm inexperienced, you know why. It's because I've never done this before, and it's hard to kind of look at the camera and then at the same time look at the screen so I can actually watch myself and see what I'm doing. So if I look over there a lot, it's because I'm watching myself and how terrible I look, so please excuse me. I just got back from having my last meal, is what I call it, because tomorrow I start my 2-week pre-op diet. So when you have gastric sleeve or any sort of gastric surgery, you have to go on a pre-op diet beforehand because you have to get the fatty enzymes or something like that away from your liver. And in order to do that, it has to be an all liquid, low sugar, low calorie, water, liquid, protein shake only kind of thing. So that's what I'm starting tomorrow, and it's gonna be for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna have nothing but protein shakes and unsweetened applesauce and pudding and light yogurt. So hopefully I don't die physically, because I know that's like 600 calories a day or less, or probably less, but I think I'll be okay. So anyways, this is my video blog because I wanted to start holding myself accountable and documenting my journey of weight loss, because all of my life I have been overweight ever since I was a kid. I mean, I wasn't born overweight. I wasn't born a big fat chunky baby, but as I got older, I definitely started to pack on the pounds. So I wanted to video this so that I can see my progress later on in life, and so that I can share my story with people and they can know that this is not just a cosmetic or an image based decision. This is a real life, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die decision. And I know that sounds totally dramatic, but when you're this overweight, you're at risk for so many diseases, and if it's not happening now, it's gonna happen later on in life. So today marks day -1, or day 0, because tomorrow will be day 1, but I wanted to go ahead and do this tonight. Please excuse my bedroom. It's a mess. You can see my fan and my AC unit in the background and my unkept bed and all my crap behind me, and then there's a cat in the floor over here too, so if you hear a meow, that's what it is. But anyways, so to begin, I chose to have, well, I chose it and I didn't choose it, to have gastric bypass surgery. And I started out at the doctor's office on diet pills, wondering what I could do to lose weight, and finally my doctor and I decided that the best thing to do is to just go ahead and have gastric bypass surgery. And I call it gastric bypass because it's easier and it's what more people understand. Gastric sleeve is just a type of gastric bypass surgery. So I started with my doctor, and then I went and had my initial consultation with my surgeon and learned about all the steps I needed to take, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a terrible process. I mean, it wasn't a terrible process, but it filled me full of disappointment, because I found out that I was gonna have to either go on a 6-month consecutive diet watched over by my doctor, or I was gonna have to join Weight Watchers or something to qualify for insurance coverage. And I was upset because I'm like, dang, I've been this fat for 24 years, and here I am, I'm gonna have to go on another diet, and it's gonna fail, and I'm gonna have to take more time of being fat. So after learning that, I was pretty discouraged, and then I found out that my insurance didn't need that, they needed something else. And I had to have a blood test done, a heart test done, upper GI test done, where you swallow that chalky liquid and it tastes like crap, and they watch and see how your stomach reacts to it. I had that done, and finally, after all that was done and submitted, I had to have a psychological evaluation required by my insurance in my doctor's office. So I had that done, and it took a while to process. So I think the whole process from start to finish was about, let's see, March, April, May, June, about 3 months. It took 3 months for everything to get processed and approved. Then after that, I had a surgery scheduler call me, and she scheduled the surgery for August 4th, Well, I found out at work that that was just not going to work, so I was able to reschedule it for July 17th, which is in exactly, what's today, July the 2nd, so I think that's in like, what, 2 weeks? Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, because tomorrow's Monday. So I'm super excited. I'm finally not going to be the biggest cow in the room anymore, and that was my cat. Let's get one thing straight. I do not mind being plus size. I do not mind being overweight. Hush! I do not mind being a big girl. I've never really minded that, because my personality, I felt like I've made it stand out more than how I look. I've always done my hair and my makeup and tried to make up for what I lack in looks, well, in the body area, that, you know, I never was skinny like all my friends were, but I made up for it with my hair and my makeup, I felt like, and my attitude. So I don't mind being overweight. I don't mind being 20, 30, even 40 pounds overweight, but what I do mind is being unhealthy, and that's what started this process for me. My legs were hurting, my arms were hurting, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't walk upstairs, I couldn't keep up with people at the mall, I couldn't keep up with my cousin at Disney World, my ankles, they hurt all the time, I can't sleep, it's hard to roll over in bed, and you know, it's gotten to the point now where it's hard to sit in booths at restaurants. It's you know, you sit in a chair and you're like, oh shit, am I gonna break this chair? And then you have all these cute clothes that you love to wear, and then you can't wear them anymore, and you're like, damn, you know, I don't understand. All I'm doing is eating like the rest of the world. No, you're not. You're a big girl eating like the rest of the world, and you can't do that when you're big. You've got to watch what you eat, and you've got to be careful, and I'm learning that the hard way. And if I've learned anything from being overweight, it's not about how you look, it's about how you feel. It's about feeling good and being healthy, and you know, just because the food is there doesn't mean you have to eat it. And to be honest, I really don't eat that much. I don't. Sometimes I don't eat dinner. Sometimes I don't eat breakfast. And I'll eat the same thing my husband eats. He eats more of it. And I'll eat the same thing my boss eats. Of course, she's pregnant. But I'll eat the same thing that my friends will eat, and then I don't know, I drink sweet tea and I drink Coke, which isn't good. I don't do that now. I try not to do that now because it's not good for you, but the fact of the matter is when you're overweight or when you've got a problem with something, you've got to stay away from it, and you've got to work hard at it your whole life. So after this surgery, even if my doctor says, yeah, you know, I want you to enjoy food, I want you to eat food, I'm still not going to indulge in it or overindulge in it like I used to. I want to totally cut out sugar from my diet. I want to totally cut out mainly carbs from my diet. I want to be healthy, and I want to feel good, and I want to be able to go running with my husband, and that's my ultimate goal. And something just clicked underneath my desk, and I don't know what it was. I want to feel normal. And growing up, I was always the big one. I could never fit in the Hollister and Abercrombie and American Eagle clothes. I had to special order my jeans from AmericanEagle.com. And even now, I can't fit those anymore. And I'm not going to tell you guys how much I weigh, but I will tell you that my body mass index, my BMI, is 52. So if you can do math, you could probably find out how much I weighed. A lot of people, when I tell them how much I weigh, they don't believe me. But it's the truth. So I'm starting here at a 52 BMI. So hopefully we can get that down within the next 2 weeks on this diet. I bought $100 worth of protein shakes the other day at Walmart, and that's a lot of money for me. I think that's a lot of money for anybody, but I didn't want to give myself the opportunity to run out of protein shakes and say, you know, forget it, I'm just going to eat some cereal, or I'm just going to eat a Pop-Tart, because if I do that, then they said that I could literally be laying on the operating table and they would deny me for surgery if they opened me up and found out that I did not follow the 2-week pre-op diet, because it affects your body while they're in there, and that's the whole reason they make you do it. So I'm going to follow it the best I can. But my story, I don't know how long my iPhone's going to let me video for, but I'm going to go for it anyways. My story is, I was born January 28th, 1993, and I weighed 7 pounds 11 ounces, and that's about normal for a baby. I know this is so dumb, and you don't need to know how much I weighed when I came out of my mother, but that's how much I weighed. So just so you guys know, I didn't start out fat ass. I didn't. And for all my family and friends who are offended by my cussing, I'm sorry, but this is me. So yeah. Let me let my cat out real quick. Okay, sorry. As a kid, I ate the same things that everybody else ate. If anything, I ate less than they did because my mom always bought sugar-free this, low-carb this, low-fat this. She didn't give us a bunch of sugary drinks in our bottles. We drank mostly milk and water, from what she's told me. Maybe a little bit of juicy juice. Now, when I was younger, I was diagnosed with a sleepy metabolism. So that's kind of self-explanatory in what that means. That means that I didn't really have a metabolism. My brother had a super high metabolism. He still does. If he gains weight, he can lose it quick. He does not keep, he eats like once a day and he's on the run and he's going. And me, it's like the total opposite. We are opposites in every single way. But as I got older, I was pretty much the same as everybody else. I would eat whatever, drink whatever. My mom would watch what I ate. I would try and watch what I ate. Couldn't fit into many bathing suits. Go to the school, get made fun of. Go to the park, get made fun of. It sucked. And kids don't really understand why they're getting made fun of. They just know that they are, and they're like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? And people are like, well, you're fat. And it's like, well, is that a bad thing? And apparently it is a bad thing. So if you're watching this and you have kids, make sure you teach your kids that being fat is not a bad thing, but being unhealthy is. Then as I got into middle school, I developed irritable bowel syndrome. I realized that is nasty, but you know what? It's real, it's human, and that's what I am. So irritable bowel syndrome is where your brain tells your colon to spasm and have muscle cramps, and when you do, you gotta go right then and there. And it's not a pleasant experience. And so when I was in middle school, I had the most embarrassing life ever because I was fat and I had irritable bowel syndrome. And so every time I'd come out of the bathroom, people would be like, that fat girl stinks. And it's like, why does it have to be fat girl and stinks? Like, why can't it be like that girl stinks? It'd be like, yeah, sure, call me smelly, I don't care, because I know I don't smell. It's just a bathroom trip, I don't know. They would always associate the fat girl with stinking. If someone farted in class, it was always the fat girl. And I'm just like, dude, I don't do that. I don't do that in front of my husband. So that happened a lot in middle school, and I tried out for all the sports. I never got picked for any of the sports because I guess I was stupid and I sucked and I was fat. I think I had one coach that was like, you're too big to be on the cheerleading squad, and that was not a good experience to hear that. In high school, my shape started to form, so I got a little bit smaller. I think my smallest was like 165 pounds. That sounds like a lot to you guys, but for someone my size, that's really small. And I had a cute little shape, and I had a boyfriend in 9th grade, and then he left me in 10th grade, and so then I gained a bunch of weight back, and then here I am now. So, every time friends would go out to the lake or have a pool party, I couldn't go because I was too embarrassed of how I looked, and I basically felt like I wasn't worth anything, and but it got better after I got out of high school. It got a lot better. So I think everyone's story is probably the same as mine. But now that I'm older, it's not a matter of how I look in the mirror, it's a matter of how I feel every day. And it sucks not being able to do the same things as other people just because I have extra weight. Like, I'm getting out of breath now talking. And that's not good. And I think I have a resting heart rate of 101. That is terrible. Your resting heart rate, I believe, is supposed to be between 60 and 80 beats per minute. But so that's a little bit about me, and I will update some more. Tomorrow I'll probably do an update for day 1 or week 1 or something like that, And if you want to know anything else, just let me know and maybe I'll make another video. Okay? That wasn't so bad.